Toy With Me. My name is Jerome Montgomery, and I have the honor of serving as the Executive Director of Project Vita. Toy With Me is our monthly live and live streaming event where we discuss and explore ways of creating a spicier, safer sexual experience through education on the use of adult toys, as well as an exploration of kink and fetish. Here at Toy With Me, we promote sex positivity and embrace all gender-loving communities. Toy With Me events are sponsored and produced by Project Vita, a nonprofit organization located on the southwest side of Chicago, where we provide a host of low-cost or free services to the community, including behavioral health services, case management services, food pantry services, acupuncture and massage, as well as rental and utility assistance. Once again, we would like to show you how grateful we are by joining us tonight. We encourage you or welcome you to just sit back and enjoy, or join us in the conversation by dropping your questions or comments into the chat, and one of the individuals on screen will be happy to answer your questions. At this time, I would like to ask you to join me in welcoming the gentleman of ONYX Midwest.
Thanks, Jerome. I'm Cariño Blaze ONYX of ONYX Midwest. ONYX was founded in 1995 to bridge men of color to the leather community through education and fraternization. With 10 chapters nationwide, the Midwest chapter serves Chicago, St. Louis, Milwaukee, Des Moines, and other cities in the Midwest. You can visit onyxmidwest.com to learn more. We're proud to partner with Project Vita for Toy With Me, bringing Kink 101 topics to our community, and we hope you enjoy the show. Thanks.
Hello everyone, I am Phobos ONYX, your host, and welcome to Toy With Me. Tonight we'll be focusing on role play and role-playing techniques. We have a special guest tonight, Mistress Cleo.
Hi.
Would you like to introduce yourself? Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Sure. So, hello. I am Mistress Cleo. I have about 6+ years of experience in the kink community overall. I did apprentice under someone before I decided to then go on and take on subs later on after that. But yeah, some of my specialties are impact play. So.
Okay, all right. So thank you for coming in today. Let's get into a little bit of story time, a little bit of experience.
Okay.
You're way more experienced than me, but me, I want to talk about I fantasize mostly about role play. When I was walking home as a kid, I guess this is role play. I would be walking home and I would just hope a cop one day would just pull over and, suspect me of doing something wrong, but wants to, take care of me.
Okay.
I should have been thinking like that.
Let's put you in your place. Okay.
I had wrong thoughts. But I mean, it's still.
We all did. Don't worry. You're not alone.
I still do. Where I work now, I got, supervisors walking around, and I just hope that one day they just, come into my office and then come into something else. But what got you into role play?
Really just the kind of basic forms. So I first got into role play, not even necessarily sexually. For me, it was really just kind of like a way to, I'm a writer, so to build world building. Okay. And from there, then it got sexual. But no, and it's so crazy because we were creating these whole worlds and then getting sexual.
Well, how long did it take y'all to get sexual?
Oh, not long. If you're a good writer, maybe a couple paragraphs in?
Oh, wow. Okay, so how were y'all communicating?
So it depends. Sometimes it was via text. Sometimes it was via chat rooms.
Okay.
I was big on chat rooms.
Oh, okay. I remember those. So what was your first experience, though, with role playing?
My first kind of online experience, or do you want in person?
Both.
Okay, so my first online experience of role playing was pretty mild. We were both aliens, and long story short, though, we were from different planets, but we both met on Earth, and he probed me, if that makes sense.
It makes a lot of sense. Makes a ton of sense. So what about a spicy story? That sounds pretty spicy, but what is something that's dig, and be hey, give me something that's on fire, something juicy.
Ooh, okay, so kind of playing into your kind of authoritative figure situation, and this is in person, we liked to kind of do a lot of tootie situation where like I'm just really bad at math and I suck at it and I just am not gonna get it. You know?
But you trying to get something else.
Yeah.
So who in that kind of role playing, who would initiate it? Would it be matter of fact, which one would you be? Would you be
I've been both actually.
Okay.
I've been the tutor, but I've also been the tutee.
Are you always the one that initiates it, or is it the other person or other people?
No. So I feel like now maybe yes, but before it was a lot of times people coming to me like, oh, I like to do this or I like to do that. How does this kind of work? And I'm like, oh, well, you can do that. That ain't no problem.
Like, let me show you how this is done.
As a matter of fact, here's the instructions.
You wrote them. I know that's right. So is there any like bad experience that you remember that you kind of want to stay away from and not do again, or a situation you don't want to happen?
Not really. I'm the type of person, I feel like anytime you're doing anything kink related or anything really sexual at all, you should have a conversation kind of about your expectations, your hard limits, your wants and desires, and kind of go from there. I don't really leave much room for gray area because gray area is where chaos is created. So I try to make sure that everything's laid out before we get started. And I mean, of course, as always, as in life, things do happen where you're like, I didn't like how that made me feel. Maybe let's not do that again.
What's one of those moments? Do you mind sharing something like that? Maybe someone else had the same experience, and how do you avoid it?
So one kind of experience that I had, I like to tie up and be tied up.
Okay.
And I was tied to a St. Andrew's cross, and we were role playing some things, but they, outside of even the role play, they were not listening. Just as far as like when they were hitting me, there's safe areas to hit and there's unsafe areas to hit.
I was learning that today.
Yes. And he kept venturing out of my safe areas and not listening. And that just kind of took me completely out of it anyway, because I'm like, what are you doing? Like, but he was also very distracted because his partner was engaged in a scene with someone else and his mind wasn't even in there, you know? So, yeah.
So what would you do to avoid that next time?
First, no more thruples. But no, outside of that, seriously, first and foremost, if I can tell that someone is distracted, we're not doing a scene. We're not doing anything. If you're distracted or if I'm not in a good headspace and I'm distracted, we don't need to be interacting with each other in that sexual way. Or even non-sexual, because it's still that mental element to it that kink brings out. And you need that safe space. So if you're not even safe within yourself and your mind right now, how could we do something?
Exactly. And you're in charge of me. You got me tied up over here. Like, come on now. Wait till I get down. Another role play I was kind of fantasized about. I haven't done. I need to get more into role playing because it just seems like it's so much fun.
It's so fun.
I know it just, but and it's like doctor, nurse, patient kind of play.
Okay. I really like that. I
really
like
into
doctor
it.
nurse.
Oh, okay.
I do. And kind of doctor patient.
Okay. Oh, doctor nurse. I just got what you said. We work together. We just go. Okay. Anyway,
right?
Speaking of
the
doctors,
tension.
Speaking of doctors and nurses, one thing for sure, there's plenty of scenarios in role play, and why not play nurse patient while you take a free at home HIV test and get this free toy box in exchange with a few more things to help you enjoy your you time, we time, us time, all of us time, and more. If you thought that testing is out of reach, we'd like to remind you that Project Vita has partnered up with Sinai Chicago and is bringing you free testing in the comfort of your own home. All you have to do is scan the QR code or go to the URL on the screen and sign up to receive your free HIV testing kit. You get that once you take the test. You call the number provided, tell them the results, and then this fun little toy box will be sent to you in your home. Now, it comes in a little discreet package, so your neighbors ain't looking like, what they gonna do with this? What they gonna do with, I know what they gonna do with that. You know
That's self-explanatory.
I just got a new one of these today. Actually, you know what? The toy box that I got has this and this.
Yeah, I got one of these.
I do got that sucker too. But It's as easy as 1, 2, 3. Form, test, toy box. Brought to you by the Test, Play, Repeat campaign here at Project Vita. You hear that? Test, play, repeat.
Ooh, yes.
Repeat is
as you should.
important.
Yes, it is.
If you want to play again.
Yes, it
So,
is.
let's get back to the story time. Now, some people like to start off, well, some people like to get into cosplay.
Okay.
And do you consider that a form of role play, even if it's not sexual?
Well, role play doesn't always have to be sexual.
Okay.
First, would I consider cosplay a type of role play? It could be. If you're, yes, actually I would, because some role plays that I've done have been in the Harry Potter world, but like we're our own characters that we've created and now we're having sex.
But how is that? You mean like via video game, online chat?
No, this is
in person?
some of it's in person.
Oh.
Sometimes it's online, but I have done that in person, yes.
Okay.
As cringe as it sounds.
I like in person. Speaking of in person, while you all were doing the role playing, did you dress up?
Yes.
You had accessories and
Oh,
items.
yes.
And now, do you feel that that's necessary for role play? Do you think
No.
people have to dress up?
No, you don't, but it makes it a hell of a lot more fun.
I agree.
So.
Like how I said, how I'm into, want to experiment with the doctor, nurse, doctor, patient, nurse, doctor play.
Oh yeah, no, you gotta get an outfit.
Yeah, I mean,
Gotta get an outfit.
me personally, I don't have to, as long as we're really into it and making the eye contact and give me a stethoscope.
Yes, no.
Just give me something to make it
that's what
feel
I'm saying,
real.
just a prop. You don't necessarily need
Or like sitting
a
on that
whole
table.
Yeah, something to set the tone.
And hearing
a
the
little
paper.
bit. There we go.
That'll set me off. But do you think that some people say that they're into role play? Like every entity, every community kind of has like its posers or people that people deem as posers. Do you think like the role play, community for lack of better words, has like posers, people that say, "Hey, I'm into this," but really they not?
I guess, yeah, but that's just with any group. But I feel like it's not that deep. I hate to say it, but it ain't that deep.
So you just feel like do what you do.
like,
who cares?
if you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't.
I agree.
Now I have ran into some people that like, cause I do like it. So some people be like, "No, I'm down. I'm all for that. No, I could do that." And then it's time to do it, and they can't do it.
That's with a lot of things. That's with a whole lot of things. So I feel you on that. And that's what I was about to say. Like, if you do what you do, that's fine. Keep it over there. But once you invite me in, I'm going to criticize you.
Yes.
Because
right?
now I'm involved.
Right. And I have a certain standard.
And okay, so let's talk about headspace.
Okay.
Do you personally have to get into a headspace? And for those of you that are watching, a headspace is kind of like, you know how if you are going to do something that's challenging, you have to really just sit down and hype yourself up and, just get into that mindset, like, let me focus on this, let me do this, convince yourself. That's kind of like what a headspace is to me. So do you feel like you have to get into a headspace, or can you just like, let's go?
Well, I feel like I'm pretty good at like turning it off and on, just kind of like code switching between the two, kind of, if that makes sense.
Okay.
Which I feel like, I feel like I'm pretty good about that. Now, do you have to get into a headspace? Maybe not. Maybe you don't. I do.
I agree. I mean, like I said, it's mostly, all fantasy with me, and I've been fantasizing about role playing for like decades at this point. So I kind of know what I want, what I expect, but I feel like as far as me getting into a headspace for role play, the other person or people, as we get into the space and we're acting out our roles, like if you're the doctor, you clicking my knee, or
so
we kind of like go deeper together.
Yes.
You know?
So one thing, actually, it's funny that you brought that up. One thing that I like to do is I make myself and I make the other person do a form, which is like, okay, this is who I am. This is my why. This is what I'm doing. This is, and it
really
actually
like that.
is a really great place to start, because even y'all just start from that. Okay, they send you theirs, you send them yours. From there, okay, this is who they are. This is what they want. And you go from there. And it really actually really helps structure it a lot more.
I really like that idea. I wouldn't have thought of that. So thank you for that. So as I'm getting into this, this kind of play, I think that's a really good idea because it's almost like not really a resume. What would you consider it? Is it like something that you personally like, here, this is what I have to offer? Or is it you giving questions like, here, fill this out, this is what I want to know?
So what I do is I literally, like I said, like it's literally like almost like a player summary almost, like my character.
Oh, like attributes it is like kind of like a resume then. Yep.
You know, what I seek to achieve in this. Who am I in all of this? What is my name? What may you call me? You know, things like that.
I like that. Okay. Well, there's you know how people, well, way back in the day, back in the 1900s, people used to chat online. That was like a really big form of communication before we got cell phones and we're texting a lot. And people played a lot of like role-playing games, like Dungeons and Dragons and stuff like that. Do you feel that maybe that could get a lot of people into role-playing? Because you're building these avatars that have attributes. You're not necessarily who that avatar is. You can make it what you want it to be. And you're in this other world and you're playing as that person. Do you think that that's kind of connected and could bring the role play out of people?
Yes, I feel like most people start in a non-sexual kind of form of role play in that aspect. Like I said, we got sexual, but at first, hey, we was just keeping it real, you know, but eventually it did get sexual. And I feel like from there, because it started off with the form with like, okay, this is what I like, this is what I dislike. And then we had that structure to go from. And then when it did get sexual, because I don't know about you, but sometimes this role play shit can get cringy. A little cringy. Just a little cringy.
Like,
a little
like
cringy.
With what? With things cringy, how like if someone says something that's corny and then y'all laughing?
Oh, no, not even. Because, I mean, depending on your character, corny might work. It's literally just cringy. You never get the ick?
I do,
like,
but I've never been into
ick.
role playing. What I'm picturing right now is you saying like someone really, really getting into it and it's like, hey, slow down now.
No. That's not what I'm saying. No, you want them to get into it. No, the deeper you get, I want you to think this is who you are now, okay? This is who we are now, okay?
Well, give me an example of the cringe. Because I want the people at home to like kind of, you know what to avoid if they're thinking about getting into role playing.
Just have fun and be yourself. Don't overthink it. Once you start overthinking is when it gets cringe. Because then when you start talking too much, that's when it is messed up. Because when you start over talking, you just you'll talk yourself into a hole almost, and it'll be like, what are we talking about? Hold on.
Something you didn't even sign up for.
Wait a minute, I thought we was role playing. You asking about taxes? What's going on?
I know, right? They went on another tangent.
Right.
But speaking of role playing, like, okay, so within the leather community, kink and fetish community, there are things such as pup play. There are the felines who are growing. There are the ABDLs. There's even daddy serve versus boy and stuff like that. Would you consider that personally like a form of role playing?
No.
I kind of lightly
I
thought
do not.
it.
No.
Well, why
not at all. Not at all. Not at all.
Okay. Ooh, I'm glad I asked that question.
Role play, I view role play as a purely, almost like it's purely a for fun thing. Which is not to say that a dom sub dynamic, but the seriousness that a dom sub dynamic holds, or even just a top bottom kind of in that servitude role holds, I would never akin it to like role playing. Even just the name itself, role playing. This is not a role that you're playing. This is simply who you are.
Yes. Okay.
Yes.
Thank you for breaking that down. I'm glad I asked that question. That really clear. Because I was thinking maybe it's like a form or maybe it's a touch of it, but you're exactly right.
Well, and I will say this though. Some people will role play those roles, but that's a lot different from having a dynamic that is that.
And you go home to that. You're living that. That's you. Yes. I definitely agree. But now as we get ready for another demo here, we have our audience out here just to let y'all know. Y'all can come and see us live. You know, we're here in the building. We have a few people. As we get ready for another demo here in the audience, we'd like to remind you that you can revisit old broadcasts, suggest future shows, and you'll be one click away from signing up to get a free test and toy box, like I said before, on our new page at projectvita.org/toy-with-me. No spaces, y'all. And speaking of the toy box, here's a little more about it with the video from Mount Sinai. Check it out.
Hey, Michelle, what are you doing tonight?
Hey Eric, Project BDOT is doing the Toy With Me party on Zoom.
Nice. What's that all about?
They focused on different sex-positive topics, and they're going to be offering free home HIV testing kits through Sinai Infectious Disease Center.
HIV home test kits. How does that work?
So they're going to share a link in the chat where you can sign up to get your home test kit.
Okay, I've been wanting to get tested, but I didn't really want to leave the house.
I feel you. You just give them your contact info, and someone from Sinai will contact you to send out your free home HIV testing kits. They'll put it in an unmarked box to your mailbox.
Okay, then I do the test by myself? This sounds kind of difficult.
It's not that hard. Once you get the test kit, it's pretty easy. Just follow the step-by-step directions, and you'll get your results in about 20 minutes. Let Sinai know that you took the test and what your results were, and you can even call them and they'll walk you through it. Sinai will then contact Project Vita to let them know that you took the test, and they'll send you out a complimentary gift bag.
Can they also help me access PrEP and any other sexual health needs?
Yeah, of course. Sinai partner up with Project Vita to provide sexual health education, prevention tools, and medical treatment to the community. And they have lots of services too.
Sounds awesome. I definitely want to go and get tested at home, and I'll do the Toy With Me party too.
You know, I'm over here looking at this toy box. There's a book that says "Tie Me Up" in there, and then you got the rope. I need to go ahead and get that book. You know, that's a one-stop shop right there. But now it's time for Just the Tip. This year's Just the Tip is brought to you by our audience facilitators.
Hey there, Antonio here, and we're going to talk about safe words and the importance of them. Always have a safe word when you're playing any role play or kink or any sexual activity. Having a safe word is essential in communication, so you can quickly stop or slow down. It's fun to use silly safe words like banana, remote control, taco, or just be very clear. Say stop or red, yellow, green. I want to know the host safe words. What are safe words that y'all use?
Stop. No, I'm kidding. That would be something that me and the person or people would have to agree to. And if all else fails, hey, stop. You know, that's can't get any more plain than that.
Yeah, I actually don't really use safe words. I do more gestures just because sometimes things are in your mouth and you're not able to speak. So I'll do like a 2-tap or something like that so they know, like, okay, tap me like this or something so I'm aware and cognitive enough to know, like, okay, when they do this, that means this.
That's a very good point. I'm just learning stuff all weekend today. Oh, let's talk about cosplay just for a little bit more.
Okay.
Did you know that they have, well, you probably do know, they have like Pokemon, Zelda cosplays, etc. But they also, I found out that they lead into orgies. Did you know? Why am I the last one to find out about this? So it kind of makes sense with the whole joke with the movie that was like this one time at band camp.
Oh, for sure.
Oh my God! 'Cause I never went to
yeah.
band camp, so I wouldn't know. Maybe I should sign up.
I was a band
I can play a
nerd.
few instruments.
Yeah.
Quiet as it's kept. But anyway,
Go on a few things.
so tell me, how did you find out about these orgies?
I mean, how does one find out about any orgy?
Word of mouth.
Right? Word of mouth, some inconspicuous websites.
Have you been to one?
Oh, plenty.
Please tell us some stories. I want to hear. Were y'all like dressed up, and how does it? Oh my goodness, I got so many questions, but just give us a little.
Oh, I'm exposing myself. So,
Please do. I've been
as I
exposing
said,
myself all day.
I'm a Harry Potter nerd. I am. So, I may or may not have been to a Harry Potter kind of themed orgy. There were robes and broomsticks and whatnot. It was pretty interesting. It's pretty interesting.
Okay. I like robes and broomsticks.
Right?
Especially the ones with the long bristles.
Right?
If you get my drift.
We was flying around on them too, riding. It's fun.
Also, there's IML, International Mr. Leather, MIR, Mr. International Rubber. Are you familiar with those contests?
No, I'm not actually.
Let me fill you in.
Yes,
International
please
Mr.
do.
Leather is an international contest for leather men all over the world, leather people all over the world. They come to Chicago. They compete, but there's all festivities going around it. MIR, Mr. International Rubber, is also in Chicagoland area. Yay, Chicago. It's the same thing, but it's rubber. And I'm finding out that, well, it makes sense that they like to both have superhero meetups. And I guess that's kind of a role play because a lot of people have these looks, and rubber especially, because they can really create some stuff with rubber, that they're superheroes. So I was going to ask you, have you been to something like that? But I guess not. And now you have to check it out.
Yes, I do.
Because I'm going to IML this year, and I need to go.
Okay, take me with you.
Well, let's go.
All right.
I want to be a villain, though.
Okay.
So I got my look ready.
Ooh.
And I love to, be in my look. And I ain't going to tell you what it is yet. You just going to see me in it.
Okay. Let me get myself together.
So let's see. So there's another thing that I wanted to bring up. Like, people wear sexy costumes for Halloween. Do you think that a lot of people lead into role play off of that? Because let's say you've been a sexy kitten all day, you've been feeling yourself, and you getting drunk, and you see somebody, you take them home, you still a sexy kitten. You wake up the next day, you like, that was kind of hot. Let me put these ears back on November 1st. You think that's legit?
As someone who, I had a supervisor that came to work in full fetish cat gear for Halloween. I'm gonna just say yes. I'm sure they do. Because
He enjoyed that a little bit too much, huh?
Yes. One, because I looked at it and I'm like, that's really high quality shit.
And
I'm like, that's not, hey.
So you saying
we
it's something
just
he
went
already
to
had.
Party City and got a little.
Oh.
That's not something you got from Spirit Halloween, baby. I know that.
He pulled that out of the other
Oh
closet.
yes, I was like, I seen that. I was like, nah, that's and you got it. I'm like, nah.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. I
I'm like,
applaud
I'm
that.
not judging. I'm like, hey, go off.
I know
Maybe
that's
not
right.
here, but hey, you didn't ask me for that.
Hey, if it was Halloween, I guess it was appropriate. But after Halloween, it's like, we are at work.
I won't talk about the times I walked in his office and he may or may not have been
Wearing it? What?
Yeah,
you can say it out loud.
Strange things, okay?
They may be strange to us, but it's not strange to him.
True. I'm all for it. It's just, I feel like not at work. Maybe I'm bogus. I feel like you should ask people's consent before you just brushing them into things.
I can see that. I can definitely see that. Do you? Can you give me any examples of any taboo? I can think of some examples, but can you think of any examples of any role playing that would be taboo? Like, I understand there's like stuff back in the day, like, a man having sex with a man would be frowned upon. Nowadays, it's like, that's not taboo necessarily. So what do you think, like, in 2024 is still taboo as far as role playing?
Nothing.
Nothing's...
It depends. I'm saying nothing to the world. To me, there's hella shit that's taboo.
Okay.
But to the world, nothing, I don't believe at this point.
I think to the world, there's certain things like, incest play, if that's
Nah.
role playing. I don't know why people
Like,
want to role play that.
I
but to each
will
his own.
say this. There is a large community of people that do engage in incest role play very heavily.
I'm realizing that because
like really heavily.
I'm a heavy. I'm saying heavy because you said it, but I'm a long time viewer of pornography on the phone.
Yes, of course.
And I'm noticing there's a switch up in a lot of things. Like, they have a role playing category. If you go in a role playing categories, they have like incest play. And I kind of stay out of that because it's a lot of things that I'm just like.
It's because it's taboo.
Yeah.
It's touchy.
And I'm like, I don't know. I'm not really here for that. Let me get
It
back to
makes
the
you feel
bears.
strange.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Yeah. I mean, and to me, it's just like, to each his own, but,
Yeah.
I'm here for the bears. And, let me just stay in that category, stay in my lane. So, and another thing that is kind of taboo, I would say, is like role playing as far as race play.
Now.
And that's all I would say is role playing if someone that's not a certain race was acting like a certain race. Not like if they are that race, then that's like beyond role playing to me. How do you feel about that?
Not race play then.
Okay.
First and foremost, God, race play. You didn't.
I think I struck a nerve.
You did because no. people will engage in race play without your permission with you. Like if if given the sliver, trust me, they have no boundaries. But no, that's why it struck a nerve a little bit. But yes.
You sound like you've been through that.
Oh yes. People just be like, I'm gonna insert said word here. What? Who said that?
Talking about this, what we gonna do?
That?
Oh no, that's not what I signed up for.
Like no, I don't. I will say, in my younger years, I did engage in a scene that did include race play.
By choice? Because you said they sneak it up on you.
By choice. I wouldn't do it again. It was a very interesting experience. I'll say this also, it was via the internet. So it was like via video chat. We weren't in person. But it was an experience. And that's the thing. Curiosity is gonna kill me. Okay, I'm the cat. It's gonna kill me. I'm just gonna be honest with you. And I think that I did it more so out of people say they like this. What are they getting from it? I would like to see.
Yeah.
And I remember I like brought it to the person because the person they didn't ask. They didn't.
You brought it up?
Yeah.
Okay.
And they were like, "What?" And I was like, and then we kind of like agreed to not take it so far and then ended up taking it that far. It was really, really interesting situation.
So how was the conversation and the dynamic and the interactions with that person after that? Was it cringy? Was it like we don't talk anymore?
Oh yeah, I never talked to that person ever again.
What? It went that far, huh?
I probably was never going to talk to that person ever again anyway.
Oh, so it was a random. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Why not? You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
it was kind of like one of those things like, for the hell of it.
What are some things
thrills.
that people get wrong about role play? What are some things you hear people assume and you like, that's incorrect?
I feel like people automatically assume that it has to be like this whole big production, and it doesn't. At best, you just need another person. At worst, you don't even need another person. Sometimes you role play by yourself. Have a good time. I feel like another big misconception that people have about like role play is that like, oh, you're using it because you don't want to be yourself. Like you want to be somebody else or like stuff like that. And I feel like that's like really far from the truth. I feel like if anything,
I feel like that can be true because what if you want to take a break from being your wonderful self and you want to be somebody else wonderful?
There you go.
That's how I feel.
You got it.
I just want to see what walking in those shoes be like.
Yeah, see what I was about to say is that you're not removing yourself from your identity, but you're stepping into another one and seeing how that feels. Almost like, I'm going to try this glove on. Let me see.
Some people think that it's some kind of deep issue all the time. I mean, not saying it can't be
also,
true.
yeah, I also feel like a lot of times people read too heavily into kind of people's kinks in role plays, and it don't really have to be that deep.
Yeah, that's true. It's just that I got an itch and I like to get it scratched.
For sure.
You know, it's not like I need surgery.
Today.
Yeah, today. So, let's see. So, have you role played without costumes? I mean, of course, right? And would you consider it like costumes or looks, or is costumes fine for you?
It depends on kind of like what we're role playing. I do like costumes though, because I like to get really into it. Like, you know,
no, but I'm saying like the term costume. Since it's role playing, costume is appropriate.
Yes, because it is role playing. It is a costume.
Okay, because I know
it would be different if it was like different fetish. That's why when I said that, I said fetish gear. I didn't say like, oh, they had on the costumes, things like that.
I wanted to kind of draw that line because you know, like the pup community is not a mask; it's a hood.
Yes.
You know, because like I was thinking earlier, it's not you're hiding your face; you're just displaying your other face.
Yeah.
So it's a hood instead of a mask, and pups don't like that. From what I hear, they like, don't do that. So I just wanted to make sure that, you know, the audience also knows that costume role play. I mean, it's the terms. It might be appropriate. Somebody might be offended. You know, a lot of people are offended by a lot of things.
Yes, they are.
And we got to make room for everybody. So.
Yes, we do.
So is there any other stories that, you know, came to mind that you want to, like, just throw out there?
Just about, like, role play in general?
Like, is there one that was just, like, itching in the back, like, oh, yeah, that was this one time at band camp?
Okay.
Think about that.
Well,
Oh, you got it? You got it?
Yeah.
Because I was going to give you a little time.
So
Uh-oh.
I like a person in uniform. I do.
I do
And
too.
it sucks because it's always forever a cap. But I like a person in uniform from time to time.
I like the authority. I like the way the
And-
uniform looks.
Essentially, I did this one role play where we were both soldiers and we were away at war, you know.
I like where this is going.
And things were hard. It's been umpteen days without any other contact besides each other.
This
We're
is
in
hot.
close quarters, you know? You got my back, I got yours type shit.
Be like, well, my back is itching.
You know? But no, essentially, I'll just be real. We were shooting at the enemy. We Good God. We were shooting at the enemy.
You are blushing.
I'm like, y'all gonna make me say it? You gonna make me say it.
Go
We were
ahead.
shooting at the enemy. And after, they were wounded and I nursed their wound,
You nursed something else?
Yes. I
With
nursed.
the enemy?
No.
Oh, with the
Friendly fire.
It was you. You ain't tell me that part. I do like a little friendly fire. Not with guns though. Excuse me. That rattled something up in me.
Oh, okay.
But so how did that end up? Did they survive? Did you have to suck the poison out of the wound?
There was some sucking, of course.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if it was out the womb, though. But definitely some sucking occurred.
Oh, okay. I know that's right. Let me go ahead and get into some announcements. So we have ONYX Midwest. That's me too. Our next bar night is this Friday, Hearts versus Horns. So bring your sinful, devilish charm or wear your heart on your sleeve on February 23rd at Club Escape, 10
will be
p.m. to
there.
1 a.m. You gonna be there?
Yeah, I'm gonna be
I'm
there.
gonna be looking for you. I'm gonna be there. Club Escape does charge a cover, but you will get in free entry from 10 to 10:30, $5 from 11 to 12, and $10 after midnight. So go on, get up in there at 10 o'clock if you don't want to pay. After that, go ahead, get your money, pay, get in.
I'll be there at 10 o'clock, y'all.
I know, right? And as a reminder, if you are interested in joining ONYX, please come by the bar night and ask any of our members more about the organization or visit onyxmidwest.com. We got another announcement, Latinx Health Summit. We are excited to announce Project Vita along with VIVE, AFC, and our partners from health providers across the Chicagoland area will be hosting a Latinx Health Summit, a health summit focused on gay, bisexual, and same-gender loving men's health. There will be health workshops, services, speakers, food, and more July 14th, hosted at Joe's on Weed Street. And finally, the next Toy With Me. It's streamed live on every third Sunday of the month. Our next stream, y'all tune in to find out what that's gonna be.
Okay.
But it's gonna be here at the same location, Project Vita Wellness Center on St. Louis and 26th Street in Little Village. We will have more seats for a live audience, which we do today, and we have our live audience. Free testing, which we do today. Get your testing and get your toy box. And we are looking forward to seeing you here or hear from you in our live chat. That's another thing. We got a chat. Go ahead and ask these questions. We're here to answer them. To check out all of our events, you can go to projectvita.org/events. And, back to ONYX, onyxmidwest.com/ONYX-calendar. So before we go, it's time for our live Q&A. We got some, y'all got some questions and we got some answers. Well, we answer your questions from the chat and from our social media pages.
Okay.
So let's get some of them questions.
Yes, let's, shall we?
I know you ready.
Right?
Do we have any audience questions right now? So while the live was going on, we have our big pink furry box. And and we were getting some audience participation on what duo they would like to be, and we wanted to get some advice from what duo y'all should like to be. But did anyone have any questions about role play in general? I actually had a question about pain and pleasure. I want to know y'all's take on pain and pleasure in the role play atmosphere.
In the role play atmosphere.
Well, I'll start because with me, I'm not really heavy into role play. Like I said, I've been fantasizing about it for decades at this point. I haven't really acted upon it yet, but I'm about to. But anyway, pain versus pleasure. I know, right? Pain versus pleasure. With me, it's not so much about the pain. I mean, I do have a high threshold. I tolerate it, but it's what's behind it that leads to the pleasure for me. The passion, the pleasing the other person or people. I'll put up with the pain as long as it's giving pleasure to someone else, and then that's going to give me pleasure. So it's not about the pain. It's what comes with the pain.
I like that. I'm a kind of similar way in that aspect. I really do like kind of when I can tell that my partner is enjoying kind of inflicting the pain, if that makes sense. Or I also do vice versa, enjoy when I can tell that my partner likes that I'm enjoying inflicting some sort
And
of
how would you get that message across? Would it be vocally, like just playing, hey, I'm having a good time, or is it the moans and the screams, the squirms?
So, the majority of kind of what's said is through body language. So off body language alone, are you squirming? Are you shaking? How's your body moving?
Especially that shaking.
How's your breathing?
And the throbbing.
Right?
Let's see, we got some more questions.
Not the throbbing. Yes, we had a Facebook question.
Okay.
Chicago Bear 69 wants to know. They want to know, how do you talk to your partner about role play? How do you bring that up? And how do you navigate that?
You just have an honest conversation. First, before you go try to talk to them about anything, talk to yourself. Figure out, okay, do I want to role play? Why do I want to role play? If I do, what does that look like for me? What do I want this to look like? Things like that before you try to bring it to them. So then once you've done all that and you know all that, then just bring it to them. Just be honest and try to have an open dialogue with them where they are also communicating back to you how they think and feel, and just leave the communication line open.
Well, with me, with the inexperience, I just feel like if I'm with someone, I'll just be like, hey, I have an idea. You with it or not?
Yeah. Literally.
I'm going to go ahead and hand off our big, furry, pink box. And again,
he has a question.
We had a question over here, so y'all just hold on to that.
Okay.
What's your question?
My question is there any role or kink that you would say no to?
Well, that is a good question. We know one of yours now. I think with myself is the same answer, race play. I'm not really into that. That's not for me. Any kind of, and that's not really role play. I mean,
it's not.
Even it can be, like I said, if you're not that race and all that stuff, but I still just don't want to, anything that has to do with people that, or pretending or role playing someone that's not of age. I'm not into that. That's a hard no. Other than that, I can't really think of nothing. Oh, and incest. That's not for me. It depends on the price tag. I mean, I could bend, but I'm not gonna break.
For me, like I said, I just really don't want to engage in anything that's gonna make me feel like I'm pressing on my morals. So, whatever that is in that moment.
Okay. And sometimes you won't even find out what that is.
And that's what I'm saying. And that's why I'm keeping it kind of broad, because sometimes it really just depends on the moment, what's said, kind of.
See, I know about those for me because, scrolling through the porn sites and I see certain categories and I'm just like, bears right there.
I stay in one porn category.
What's that?
Black.
Oh, okay.
Long as they black.
I'd be all up in there too. But let's see. Are we pulling these? Let's see. We got a question.
Okay.
You want to read it? You want me to read it?
Yeah, I'll
You
read
wanna pull
it.
Okay.
Yeah, let me pull it. Okay, let's see. What is this?
Like a fortune cookie.
We're looking for advice. So we asked the audience what their fantasy role play duo would be. So we're looking for advice on what y'all would give for that specific one.
That's what it says. It says, what role play duo would you like to play out? Me, I would like to play out work, supervisor, and employee. But I would like to play that out in real life with some of my supervisors where I work now. But so that wouldn't be role playing. That'd just be playing.
That's just real life, baby.
So somebody I'm not necessarily okay. I would do villain and superhero because I'm into that.
I don't know. For some reason, I really want to do some like Mr. President, kind of like secretary situation. I don't know. That's speaking to me.
Okay, Monica Lewinsky.
All on my blouse, okay?
I know, right? Well, it wouldn't be on my dress. It'd be somewhere else. Let me stop. That's so nasty. Let me see. Next question. It says, oh, wait. Oh, I see what you did there. You just gonna let me just...
So we asked the audience what their favorite duo was. So we're looking for advice from y'all. So
okay, so look at these dynamics and be like, this how you do it.
Yes.
So Cyclops versus, well, not versus, but Cyclops and Phoenix. I think that'd be hot because they already in a relationship, right?
Is that X-Men? That's some nerdy stuff. Yeah, that's what
and they're already like together or something, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. I haven't watched that much X-Men. That would be kind of hot because then you could just like kind of get into their dynamic on the, the movies and stuff and then play off of that. Be like, remember that time when you had blah, blah, blah. And
that's a lot to go
They already
from.
got a story.
Oh, yeah.
I say do your research on that one. Watch you some X-Men. Look at their dynamic. Pull from that.
It's the best where you have kind of like a lot of media to pull from because then you can do things like this is something from the wiki that's like not even canon for real or what the mean. So yeah.
We got another one, soldier and general. How would I play that out? I would be the soldier and the general would... I've been messing up lately and he wants me to come into the office and he wants me to do my eval.
Okay.
And he's about to give me all these low scores and I got to do something to make them high again. And I got 30 minutes.
Okay.
And I got to lock the door behind me.
Okay.
What would you do? Would you be the general?
I think I actually might try my hand at being the general.
What would you do? Would you...
I think that I have a soldier that is that needs a little extra help.
Oh, a little extra, what do they call it?
Personal
Guidance,
attention,
little extra instruction.
Yeah, they just need a mentor, that's all.
Okay.
I'm just here to guide them,
Guide them.
Yes.
On paper, that's what you got to say.
Of course.
Oh,
not this one. You can answer this one. Prison guard and prisoner.
Oh, good God. I could never be a cop, so we'll say I'm the prisoner.
So what would you do? Would you be like a rowdy one, the one that's taking over, the one that's flirting with the prison guard like you?
I feel like, yes, actually. I feel like I'm coming into prison. I am the head.
The head prisoner?
Yes.
I walk in, I feel like I walked in there, I seen the biggest woman, and I beat her ass.
Set that tone, huh?
Yes. And I set the tone.
And you stole her girlfriend.
Yes. Heck yeah. She washing my drawers.
Oh. See, with me.
And now I realize I can have whatever I want. All right. And in my realization that I can have whatever I want
the guard.
I like that. See, with me, I don't want to fantasize about, prison guard and prisoner, but it could be prison guard versus prison guard. And, we've been working and we got mandated at 16 hours.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's say it was a snowstorm. We've been here for 3 days. And it's like, you know what? Might as well get a little bit more comfortable. We in here together.
No,
I would never do that. Let's go to the next one. This one is, you already said that one, president and intern.
Oh.
So we already did that one.
We did.
I already know what you gonna do with that one.
Let's see.
I do like that one. They remind me of a TV show. Oh, bondage. It just says bondage. I mean, would you be the one tying up, or would you tie up, or would you do both?
I would be down for either or. It just kind of depends. 'Cause don't let everybody tie you up, please.
You know what I'm saying?
They will have to cut you out.
Or they'll just leave you in the room and you tied up. Oh no, I would never play with that person again.
That's kind of fun.
If I trust the person. If it's someone I'm just like, where you going? You know. But if it's somebody I'm like, oh, I know he'll be back. Let me just go ahead and watch this.
Right, just relax,
I think I would be the one getting tied up because I don't have the skill of tying up yet. That's something, and I did get my rope from my toy box.
Okay,
so I do have something to practice with. Okay. But yeah, eventually I will be the one doing the tying because if I'm participating in something, I want to know everything about it.
Yes, as you should.
We have another audience question as well.
Okay.
How do you guys decide who plays what role?
That's a good question.
Normally I feel like it just kind of depends on who brought it up. And I feel like whoever brought it up kind of more times than not has an idea of what role they want to play. And so they'll be like, oh, I thought we could do this and I want it to be this, whatever. And I mean, sometimes if they don't, sometimes we'll be like, okay, switch it up. Do you want to, kind of play it by ear?
I like that answer. I have the same answer. It's like, it depends on who brought it up. More than likely that person knows what they want to do. And even if that person, because I mean, I'm switched, so I want to do either or and both, But it's like we can do it this way, and if you want to do a different dynamic or switch even on that one, we could do it that way next time. So I say we just do all of them. All of the above.
Yes, I like that. I like that a lot.
Let's see another. Let's see, officer and criminal. That's kind of like prison guard, and all that stuff.
Same concept.
But I mean, I guess that one is on the street. I wouldn't want to be the criminal because I wouldn't want a background. I wouldn't want to be the officer. I don't know. I want to be a civilian and then an officer. I'm not in trouble. I'm just minding my business and hey, what are you up to? Nothing. Talking about you want to be up to something? Like, depends. What you trying to be up to?
How do you want to be up to something is crazy.
I don't want to be a criminal. I don't want to be a cop. So,
Another audience question right over here.
So what do you do in a worst case scenario? You're role playing and it's just going completely left and you need, the other person's probably being a bit more aggressive than, the situation calls for. So how do you end that and keep yourself safe in that type of situation?
You stop immediately first. If you don't feel safe, you stop immediately.
You think that's what a safe word comes in at?
Yeah, so I would say in that moment, you use your safe word or your safe gesture to let them know, like, hey, we're ending it here. And in that moment, if they are responsible, they will stop immediately. And there doesn't even need to be any more like, oh, can we keep going with it? They'll stop immediately, and then a conversation will be had.
Okay.
So if they're not doing that, I'm gonna just be honest with you. If they're not doing that, then no, don't engage with them in that way because they're not safe.
Yes, because they not respecting your boundaries. I agree. So is there any more questions or?
Do you have any advice for folks if I'm going to role play tonight? What would you tell me to do or to look out for? I've never role played before. I'm going to do my first one tonight. What's some advice that you would give me?
Just kind of like what I was saying earlier. So one, relax. Don't overthink it. Don't overthink it first and foremost. Just have fun. Don't overthink it and have fun. And don't put too much pressure on yourself either. Because a lot of times I feel like, especially like, I know when I try something new, I want to be the best immediately.
You gotta
and
start
if I'm not the best, I don't want to do it.
Oh my goodness.
So,
hey, I like that though. I like that drive.
Right? And so, and it either makes you the best or not. Mm-hmm. So just kind of be kind to yourself in that way. Be kind to yourself, I would say, and just take it slow.
Okay.
No need to rush.
That was a really good question, especially for beginners like me.
Yes.
So if there's any more questions, I know I have one. Is there anything you would like to, let us know about to get involved or give a shout out to or anything you might have to offer?
So I actually own a wellness brand And since we're talking about kind of sexual health and wellness, I make a personal lubricant. Yes, this is it. And it has a very special ingredient, and it's medicated, if you get what I'm saying. And it does really great things. So, yes, and you can get it at luxstoner.com. It's flashing across the screen.
Thank you so much. So remember to follow, that's for y'all. Remember to follow, well, for y'all too, remember to follow Project Vita, INC Incorporated. I had to say INC because it's not, the whole word. At Project Vita Incorporated, INC, and ONYX Midwest on Twitter, X, or Instagram, and look for our stories and posts on our upcoming shows, topics, and call for questions. We will answer the questions you send at the end of the show every month. After each of these shows, audience members have the opportunity to test right here at Project Vita. This is just a reminder. Come on in here. We provide you with a short form to fill out, and then one of our certified testers conducts testing of your choosing, such as for HIV, syphilis, gonorrhea, and chlamydia, or all of the above. And one of our prevention staff will reach out with the results. And don't forget, you can set up an appointment to come Monday through Saturday from 9 to 6 p.m., 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. for a walk-in test using the number on your screen. And thank you for watching Toy With Me. I would like to thank Mistress Cleo for joining us today. I learned a lot. I hope y'all did too. I know y'all did, because I did too. And thank you for watching Toy With Me. We will see y'all next time.
Thank you.